Was I even on? Did you even hear me? You didn't even hear me. All right, let's do that again. All right, everybody. If it's Tuesday, it can mean only one thing. I am going to get something wrong. Today is Tuesday, September. Is it September 20th? It's September, right, Mike?
September 20th. All right. September. Yes.
All right, hold on. This is Buddy Scalera, and I'm your host, and here's your co-host, Mike Fasolo. Mike, we're here to talk about the craft and business of making comics and showing how professional that we are in producing our show.
And if it's Tuesday, we own Tuesday.
We own Tuesdays. I think we have to really work on that. And by we, I mean me.
Yeah.
I got to lower my desk.
It's because you're reading still. You're not.
I'm not reading. I don't script anymore. Nothing. But we did get a thumbs up already.
Oh.
We got a thumbs up. Somebody gave us a thumbs up. I'm not sure why.
Maybe
it was just a thumb. So Mike, we are. Oh, hold on. I wanted to see this. This is. Oh, look at that.
Ooh,
I totally forgot we had these.
That is nice.
Banners that come up. Yeah. So that's Mike. I'm Buddy Scalera. Here's where our forums. I'm just going to run through all of these things that were created prior to me knowing that I had them. So the robe
is back.
Robe is back. And let's just let's give a little shout out to Ruth for playing the part of Buddy Scalera, actually better than Buddy Scalera. Ruth, thank you so much for leading the show with my robe-bearing partner while I was on the road. Mike, you know where I was?
You were in...
Come on, you know it.
A car. Chicago.
I was close. It is a city with a C. So for my day job that pays for all this stuff that I spend money on with comic book school, I traveled to Cleveland.
Yes. I knew it was something like that.
So I drove from New Jersey to Cleveland. Now, I wish there were more people in the audience without, there it is, Ruth's comic book school substitute teacher. Now, please, without Googling it, Mike, how many miles do you think it was each way for me to go from New Jersey to Cleveland?
I'm going to say 800 miles.
In each direction.
In each direction.
That would get me to California, I think. Well, here's the thing. It was 454 miles each way.
Oh, I meant total.
Total. You would have been a little under. Here's one or two photos from the event. This was us outside of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm the fat guy on the left.
That looks like the Louvre in France.
It is modeled after the Louvre, actually, Mike. Funny enough, but it is indeed a beautiful structure that has many rock acts, and then we also hosted a. I feel like in that photo, there's the guy on the left. That's Joe. That's his daughter. And then I should have on my T-shirt a label that says "Do not overinflate," because I mean. That is not a flattering angle, is it, Mike? Hold on.
That is flattering.
What we were doing was so once every 4 weeks. Look at this. That's a little. It was a nice little road trip. It actually was. But Mike, so I'm there, and we did a drink and draw, and. This is what we hosted. So once every 4 weeks for contentmarketinginstitute.com, their YouTube channel, me and the guy in the orange hat host a show about business creativity. And then we did a drink and draw where we gave people drawing prompts and then had them draw funny things. And the more they drank, the funnier their drawings became.
Do they have to drink and draw?
Well, I don't drink at all. So no, you do not have to drink and draw, but I drank water, plenty of it. I needed to stay hydrated. That's what was happening in this photo, Mike. You were
retaining water.
I was retaining Lake Erie in that photo. I was retaining plenty of water. But I'll tell you, it was great. If you ever get a chance to drive a long trip by yourself, I recommend it. It's good to have a little bit of alone time, a little bit of just focus get away from the digital screens, and that's what I did.
I do like alone time, but I wouldn't do a 8-hour drive or whatever yours was.
Well, a lot of people will be driving far and wide to get to this, Mike. New York Comicon is coming. You can see on the leftmost corner, October 6th through the 9th. And tonight we're going to be telling people about our panels, and we'll be showing some retro photographs from panels of bygone eras.
Interesting.
Like that?
Any pictures of me in there?
There is no picture of you anywhere.
I was at one.
You were actually, there is a photo of one of the panels that you were at Long Beach Comic-Con. But I'll tell you what. So you want to see a few pictures?
Yes. Show me some pictures.
Panels like so one of our, I should note that tonight, Rob Anderson and I will be appearing on Get in Tune with Michael Gracia right after this show tonight. It is the 20th,
Rob.
right? Yeah.
Well, Rob, I said hi.
We own Tuesdays. We loaned it to him for tonight. So, all right. So this was what this was. Okay, this was Long Beach Comic Expo 2018. You remember that? That's Drew Edward Johnson.
Yes.
Doing one of the panels that we'll be doing. Which here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show the panels first, and then we'll come back so that people know what they're going to be looking for. All right. So I'm going to go to my Chrome, my trusty Chrome tab.
Look over your thing. Look.
All right. Do you see it? Okay. You do see it. Okay. So here is my trusty Chrome tab, not my crusty Chrome tab. Let me see if I could squeeze it a little bit. Tell me, does this make it look a little better? Is it a little better?
Yes, that's good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you're, that it zooms a little bit better. Okay. So for those of you who've been to my panels in the past, we are going to, so by the way, I'm going to put this right here in the live chat this way. Comments, I'll put it in the live chat. So people can follow along. This year we have 3 panels, Mike. So on Thursday, page 1, panel 1, comic book writing and art tutorial. This is the one that will probably have the most photos to show. It is one of the most exciting panels that you can possibly go to. And I'll come back on screen real quick. It will feature Amanda Conner and Jimmy Palmiotti, neither who have been at New York Comic-Con in a very long time. Obviously COVID was a problem, but they hadn't been coming to NYCC for a while. They are back as a team, married indeed. Sean Chen, he is a regular. He comes, he's been coming to every one for, I guess, past 8 or 9 years. Elisa Quitney, who was a guest on our show here, Mike.
I remember her.
She was from Vertigo and Ahoy. She'll be looking at a script that Jimmy has written, and she'll serve as our editorial commentator. Jamal Eigel, obviously, he has been both on the show and many, many times at New York Comic Con. I think Sean Chen and Jamal Eigel are in a couple photos. So we're going to be having that at 2:30 to 3:30. There's a room called Industry 1C03. That's called page 1, panel 1. So quick explanation so that people are aware of what to expect. Oh, hey, Marianne. There she goes. She wanted to, thank you for the digital hello. Nice to see you again. Please tell us how the movie is. So we're pretty excited about that. So what happens, Mike, during page 1, panel 1 is we give the artist a single page of a script. And we get one artist to go to one side of the stage. In this case, it'll be Jamal Eigel. Another artist to the other side of the stage. In this case, it will be Amanda Conner. Now, we'll take Jimmy's script, and it'll be a simple script, and they'll break down how they would illustrate that particular page, right? And that particular page, not in a full sketch, but just how they would block it, like how they would put the 4 or 5 panels together. Thumbnails, right? But big on a screen. They can't see what each other's doing, but the audience can see over their shoulder. And then at a certain predestinated time or whatever, we ask them to turn around, explain what they've drawn. Sean Chen will go over there and usually is very helpful in explaining why certain things go from left to right, how not to have certain types of art crossovers, the way dialogue goes, character on the left, character on the right. So we get a lot of learning out of that. And then they switch sides and they're able to look at what each other drew. Jamal will look at Amanda's, Amanda will look at Jamal's. And then finally, at the very end, Jimmy will help us to reveal the final published art. So you'll actually see what the final published art. You went to one of these, Mike. It's fun, right?
I did. It is very fun. Yeah, it's great to see them drawing it and then figure out exactly how they were thinking about it in their head to lay it all out.
Yeah. So let's show a few photos. This was also from Long Beach. This was Long Beach Comicon. This was 2018. This was 2015, Mike. Goes back to 2015. Here's another one from 2015. This is when they used to give us the big stage. Here is New York Comicon 2013. And what's great about this is it shows you how each of the different artists interpreted how those particular pages would be designed if they were working off the script. And you see a lot of similarities, but also a lot of differences in the way they structure the page. If you look at what Terry Moore did, with the long vertical on the left versus the one directly next to it where they were more horizontal, or the one to the far right with Jamal Igle where they were definitely more horizontal, you see a lot of similarities between Jerry Ordway's and Jamal Igle's. So we'll be sharing that, right? They do that live with us. This was, 2016. That's Glenn Herdling holding those posters up. I believe that's Terry Dodson, Jim Calafiore, Joe Rybat, and the guy, I believe in the purple shirt, if I remember correctly. I was just feeling, let's give it a shot. I just said, would somebody like from the audience to get up and draw with these pros? And the guy was like, I would. And I was like, all right. Guy turned out to be a great artist, and then ended up getting some paid pro work, which was kind of exciting. So you can see that it's very interactive. This is me and Jerry Ordway. I don't know why I look so much smaller than Jerry. Maybe because I'm really short and he's really tall. Look at me. I'm holding up as high as I possibly can, and there's Jerry, like, very comfortably.
We got to get you an apple crate to stand on.
I need 2 apple crates next to Jerry. I think Jerry is probably 6'2". Clearly, I'm not. This is one of Sean doing those explanations that I was telling you about. I don't know if any of our audience recognized themselves in the room at all, but this was same show. This is Jerry Ordway. Is it the same show? Yeah, it is the same show. This is Jerry Ordway working. Must be weird, Mike, to be drawing and then usually doing this all by yourself at home in the quiet of your own home, and then you've got 200 people looking at
staring at you.
Staring at you. Jerry, it doesn't seem to bother Jerry in the least. He's just Jerry. There's Sean. Yeah, there's Sean in 2017 doing an explanation. This is it was pretty cool. This is Jamal Igle. That was 2018. It was a corner shot, but you can see there's standing room only, right? The dynamic duo of Jamal and Sean working together. This is Jamal explaining to Sean, and just 2 pros talking to each other. It's like you and Quentin Tarantino as equals, just chatting with each other, Mike, because that's more or less how it goes, right?
That happens all the time, yeah.
You and Quentin just jamming.
Had him over for dinner last night.
Did you really?
No.
No? You did, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You know famous people.
Yeah, I do. I'm a famous person, bud.
I know. We went through that. There's Terry Moore, Strangers in Paradise. Don't you like Strangers in Paradise?
I did. It was a great comic.
You did? You don't like it anymore?
Well, I do. I haven't read it in a long time. If I was reading it, then I would say I do like it. But I have read it, so I did like it.
I do. Okay, so let's show what else we have. I'm going to show a Chrome tab. Here's my panels. Okay, so that's on Thursday. Again, we will be working off a script by Jimmy, Amanda, Sean, Elisa, Jamal. It's going to be complete chaos. And other pros often drop in, and we'll just keep jamming and jamming. Creator Connection. This is literally what our anthology is named after, Mike. Creator Connection. Let me see if I can zoom that in. That a little better?
That is better.
That is better. So Creator Connection, it's a facilitated professional networking. And I'll show some photos of it. But what's important to know is that we try to bring people together in a natural and organic way. Oh, look at that. Quentin wants his robe back. Don't strip. Just do it later. But basically, Mike, what we do is we separate the room. We start with artists on one side, writers on the other, and then anybody who has a different skill set that they would like to be known for: lettering, coloring, editing. And what we do is we bring them together, and we do about a 2 to 3 minute, maybe a little bit more networking. We just have people meet each other. I should note, prior to that, I set the ground rules. Like, here's how you network. Here's what you're supposed to do during the networking. Here's how you exchange information. And then we tell people to break, and then we reset people. Now, the great thing about it is in the very beginning, we're trying to say artists, writers, but pretty soon, depending on how many people in the room, it might be writer, artist. But what we try to do is we encourage people to continue to network. Because if you're only networking specifically to progress your career, you're also not going to make any friends. And as you know, the key thing in any business is you always look out for your friends, right? You want to see your friends succeed. So what we do is we just say, why don't you just join us, come for this networking, and then that networking becomes that bridge, because you never know if somebody has an interesting project, or writers ask each other to look at scripts. I make you look at my scripts all the time, right?
All the time.
That was more of an eye roll than I expected. But yeah, I think the important thing for all of the people who are joining is that you come open-minded, but also with business cards if you have them. If you're an artist, you need to bring your samples. A lot of people bring them on their iPads. Sometimes they have printouts. Writers will sometimes have a beat sheet of ideas that they like to have. So in the coming episodes of this very show, and if you don't already subscribe, we encourage you to do so, because this will enhance your experience at New York Comicon. We're going to tell artists and writers how to prepare their portfolio for New York Comicon. What do you think, Mike?
I think that's a good idea, because everyone should be prepared, especially.
How important is networking in Hollywood?
It is all important, because you want to get to know every person, because they can somehow lead you on up the ladder.
Or you can help someone else.
Yeah.
Well, that was like the eye roll for reading my scripts.
When you do that when you're older, when you've already had your success.
Is that when do you start that?
Oh, well, you started after you're rich and famous and don't care anymore.
That's right. Creative Connection sounds amazing. Do you hear that? Miriam says Creator Connection sounds amazing, and have my people call you.
It's great how you do it, how you get the people together, because otherwise they would never, not have a connection. And
this is networking.
Most people aren't going to go to these things with the intent of being like, I'm going to talk to that person. I know he's a writer artist. Yeah. So you doing it for them is great.
When you're an extrovert, and I know some people might consider me an extrovert.
Some.
If you're in New York Comicon and you see somebody walking with a portfolio, you know that they have art in there. There's a reason to carry a portfolio that large, but it feels awkward to go, hey, are you an artist?
Yeah.
But if somebody says, okay, Mike, you're going to just spend 5 minutes with this person, and then in 5 more minutes, we're going to break you, and here's how it's going to work. It's much easier. It lowers the barrier, and it's temporary. And you're going to meet different types of people. And a lot of these people will come from previous years. Actually, that's how the Creator Connection anthologies came about. And that's why they're named Creator Connections.
It's like speed dating. You get in, you get out.
Like speed dating. So I did bring a few, not many photos, but a few. This was from 2018, just before we started Creator Connection. We got all the people in place, ready to do it. I like this pose. This is my 2017 pose. I kind of have a theme. I have a theme going there. Jerry's about 5'8". How short are you, buddy? About 4'9". I'm about 4'9".
Just
Jerry is not 5'8". Jerry is closer to like at least 5'9.5". So, yeah, Creator Connection is a lot of fun here. I think this is 2016. No, that was the same one. Let me see if I have any of that. Oddly enough, I don't think I have. Oh, this is last year. We had our masks on. Look at how funny that is. Isn't that funny? We all had our masks on. Here, I want to show you something. I swore after last year's Comic-Con. I was like, okay, I'm going to lose weight. I saw this picture, and I look like the profile of Alfred Hitchcock or like a frog. Like, look at my face.
Yeah.
So my response to that was I gained weight. So I want people to know that if you take that photo again, I'm not coming back to New York Comic-Con. Like, somebody took that photo and went, hey, that's a really great photo for nobody, right? That's a terrible photo, is it not?
Well, maybe they wanted the script.
Like, I look like a looming spaceship. I look
they weren't taking a picture of you. They were taking a picture of the script and how it's all done. You just happened to be there.
Ruth, Buddy's probably 6'9", but only when he turns green. You know what, Vince? I like Vince more and more every day. I like Vince a little bit more. Anyway, Creator Connection, it's a hot load of fun, and it is made for introverts. So people that are like, oh, I'm not good at meeting people. I'm not, I don't know how to do. I do it for you.
That's good.
I even teach them, Mike. I even teach them how to write a follow-up email to people that they've met. I literally write it. You've seen a version of it. I put it up on the screen. I say, take a screenshot and use this as a template. It does not get. Yeah, it is really the it's the one that we all look forward to most. So let me see. Where are we? Here we go. Okay. So that is Saturday, 8 to 9 p.m. Now, typically at the end of this one, people get together. There's a Creator After Con network, cleverly named CACGN, Creator After Con Network or something. Anyway, we usually coordinate with them. They guide everybody to, I believe, Twins Pub. I don't remember, but they'll have to remind me. We'll put it in this. And I should note, if you're watching this now, continue to go to the website, sign up for the newsletter, because we will continue to update this with details if there's any professional changes. But these are the kinds of things. And sometimes New York Comic-Con on short notice will give us an additional panel. Maybe somebody didn't make it to one of their panels, right? And they were like, oh, we can't do our panel. I'm always there, right? Nice. So that's on Saturday. And then on Sunday, a little late in the day, it feels like the hall's closing, but New York Comic-Con stays open fairly late every night, I think to 10. So they run panels nonstop. This one will be editors on portfolios, pitching and professionalism. And it sounds exactly what it says in the title. We're going to have industry editors, including Lisa Hawkins. So Lisa was there last year. Joe Illidge, I think Joe was there last year as well. Darren Sanchez, who's been on the show frequently, and Nelson DeCastro. A lot of people will know Nelson's work. He did a lot of the Marvel cards, but when he was at Wizard, I think he drew Shadow Reavers, if you remember, Mike. The black, yeah. Oh. He did Shadow Reavers, and he teaches at School of Visual Arts. He literally teaches comic art.
I did not know that.
Yeah, what we're going to do is, hold on, BarCon. Yep, it will be BarCon, Vince, incidentally.
Drink and draw.
It said Twins Pub for that AfterCon event. Okay, Mike, you're probably you're right. I think I saw that post as well. Mike, make sure you send them to the link that's included in here. I'll include it one more time, and let them know what time Creator Connection is, just to make it easy for them. But I think the key thing, Mike, is you're a writer. I'm a writer. It's really hard for us to package our work as a portfolio, but we could have a conversation about what is professionalism and what what people should expect to do when they're at New York Comic-Con and how they should conduct themselves. For artists, We're going to talk about what editors are expecting to see from you. I was talking to an editor recently about reviewing portfolios. He told me that he expects how much art would an editor expect to see from you, Mike, if you walked up with your portfolio?
What do you mean? Like how many pages? Or
yeah, what would you expect?
I don't know, maybe 10 pages.
Spot on. Spot on.
He
did say to me that he would expect 10 pages from the same story.
Oh, okay.
So that he can see that you are able to pull through the character designs from page to page. Things don't change. The environments look the same, looks consistent. Editors will be asking you questions like, how long did it take you to do this? Because they want to know if something's beautifully rendered. Are you doing this at industry speed? Industry speed is typically a page a day. And if you're working comic artists, you're going to complete 20 pages in a month. For you to be able to do a page a day, that means you're at a pretty good pace. So the editors will be talking to you about telling you the truth. If this took you 16 days, don't say it took me 2 days. Right? They'll give you an assignment. They're like, wow, Mike can do this in 2 days. And then you're 14 days off schedule. Right?
Yes. Don't want that.
Same thing with writers. You know, when you meet an editor at a con, there's a certain etiquette. There are do's and don'ts. There are ways that you should conduct yourselves and ways you definitely should not.
Yes, we discussed some of those in a previous episode.
I don't watch this show, so I don't remember what we did. You don't either, right?
No.
When Ruth's hosting it, you're not watching it, are you? I'm not watching. I'm like, Ruth, who's that? Anyway, Mike, that is the schedule. So I'm going to pull this up one more time. The idea here is I would really encourage all of our audience to do a couple of things. One, go and check this out. You'll see on the homepage this link. I will be replacing it pretty soon with a regular graphic, probably here to the right, that will outline our panels. There are 100% confidence that this will change. There's always changes. There's never been a New York Comicon that didn't have some last minute changes. So I'm going to encourage people to go to the site. I would also encourage them to go sign up for the newsletter if they have not yet already. Certainly that is going to be a place where you'll see announcements. Our typical sponsors will be there. Marvi Cheetah will be giving us free markers and to hand out to the people who join us. So there'll be lots of fun freebies for you.
I like free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff's cool, man. Who doesn't love? Everybody loves free stuff. But I definitely encourage you to follow that, the Twitter, the YouTube. I'm chaotic and inconsistent, so just follow everywhere. Right, Mike? Like, you know me, it's just not easy. We're going to be having some giveaways. We're talking to publishers, and we're even talking about NFT giveaways, Mike. Yeah, NFTs.
Still a thing?
Yeah, we're having a conversation about how we can do more with NFTs, and I just want to show people something. If you go over here and you do NYCC, you can see many of our all the photos that you saw. You can see what we've done in previous years. You can see photos, right? Photos. So a lot of fun if you just dig into the website. A lot of cool stuff for you to check out. So that's it for the show, Mike. I try to keep it at 30 minutes because I think that that's about all I would have the patience to listen to me about.
Maybe I could probably do 32 minutes.
32. So more or less everything that we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks will be somehow tangentially related to New York Comicon. Oh, I did mention I had another photo. So for those of you who were there a couple of years ago, this is Lisa Hawkins. She is from Valiant, but she was my Marvel editor for a while. She actually gave me some work. So she'll be there. Darren will be there. Joe Illage will be there. Editors Nelson DeCastro will be there. So we'll really be trying to give people a rich experience. I know these are awkward times, and I hope that people can find a way to join us because I think it's really important. Our educational materials are really important. I will say a call to action for everybody. If you know how to do video recording or audio recording, if you have professional or semi-professional experience with video recording things, either on your own phone or on our camcorders, I need help. Vince is making some graphics, some motion graphics. Vince, thank you for that. Mike Ponce will be there. Aaron Denali will be there. Ariel will be there. Ari will be there, but I still need more people. It is a lot of work to put these on, and we would like to try to record these. It would be nice to have a post-cap recap video, wouldn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it'd be great to see exactly what happened. Who got hooked up, who did stuff, who got to draw stuff, who got to write stuff.
Yeah, so if you have any experience in this, definitely reach out to me directly. My email is on the website, or you can always get me through social media or whatnot. So that's it for the show, Mike. Pretty breezy, right? We get in, we get out.
Yeah,
but we're announcing
this con again.
Oh, Mike, I'm glad you asked. New York Comicon this year is October 6th through 9th. I encourage people to go to the website, and not just once. Like that page, eventually I'll make an update and then more updates and more updates, especially as I get more details. The panel descriptions aren't in there. Mike Ponce did mention that there is an after-con, all hands on deck. That's right. That is from the guy who draws pirates. He said all hands on deck. Thank you, Vince, for all hands on deck.
Or he must have been happy yesterday. It was Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Was it Talk Like a Pirate Day?
I think it was Pirate Day. It was some Pirate Day, something yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Batman Day was like last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, Batman Day was a few days ago. Yeah, good times.
Well, Mike, I'm excited. I'm sad I won't be seeing you. I would really like to see you come to one of these New York Comicons one more time.
One day.
'Twas it was. 'Twas it was. There you go. There's Vince. And Vince wore black. Why do pirates wear black?
Pirates always wear black.
What about the guy with the parrot on his shoulder? Didn't he wear stripes and black and white? And I thought they wore like finery and like Johnny Depp.
No, you're thinking of
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's not that. That's not real pirates.
That's not real pirates. Anyway, Mike, I'm also prepping for AfterCon, another one of those episodes where we do a breakdown of a story. So I encourage people, if you already subscribe, get someone else to subscribe. Thanks everybody for joining us. It is always a pleasure to see you every week. Mike, thank you so much for joining. And I'm gonna put you in the corral for a minute. There you go. Mike's been hidden in the corral and you have not. So it's just me and you. Anyway, I hope you make it. I really do want to see you. It is the highlight of my year, and it will be, I hope, the highlight of your year as well. The community that we build at New York Comic Con has grown. That's how we got our anthology. That's how we got our message boards. We have this offshoot of NFTs that we're talking about. We've got this YouTube show, but it really all started with New York Comic Con. So if you have not purchased your tickets, or you have purchased your tickets, I hope to see you. We're going to try to set aside some time for some meetings, but also hopefully grab some of us who've only met virtually and then have a get together, maybe at the Twins Pub or something like that. So anyway, thank you so much for joining, as you've done this week, as you've done every week. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. All right. So let's close this thing out.